Hello, sports fan. This is Stephen here with Sports Choice Plus. I'm bringing you a very special breakdown. Is the NFL getting too greedy? Before I get right into that, I want to make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel so you can get all the updates and all the breakdowns. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Looking at the NFL, within the last year, they've added an additional game to make 17 games to the regular season, and you're looking at potentially an 18th game being added, and you're asking yourself, how much more money does the NFL really need? When you think about the science behind the actual NFL player and the carnage and the destruction that it puts on the body was not made for players to play in the NFL, if we're just being honest. The collisions, the high impacts, the high tackles, the breaking of the bones, the tearing of the ACLs, MCLs, PCLs, the ligament damage, all these things are done for financial gain. So you ask yourself, if the NFL is looking to capitalize on yet another football game, this means players will essentially play one more game. That means you essentially would need to expand your rosters. Players can barely make the playoffs as it is healthy. So you're expecting another game. You're expecting to put another grueling game on people. And then all of a sudden you have to ask yourself, is this even worth it? From the standpoint of having all these guys that are talented, having all these people that can play, the damage that it puts on an actual frame of a body, that's tough. But you got to think the NFL is going to capitalize on what it needs to, and they're going to push for another game. There's hundreds of thousands of dollars per game that they make, and millions of dollars in packages and deals on TV deals. So the NFL is going to do everything it can to add yet another game. But you got to think, this is going to cause something, it's going to cause a shockwave, because at certain points, it's going to become a war of attrition. With the expanding of the rosters and things like that, you're going to have to ask yourself, is this really worth it? To me, no. The NFL brand is getting watered down, because with so many of the stars going down, with so many of them having big injuries, you're having to have a bunch of backups lead roles and play in the playoffs. It's nothing like turning on a Bengals game and not seeing Joe Burrow. It's nothing like turning on a Ravens game and watching a backup play quarterback instead of Lamar Jackson. The names can go on and go on and go on. But I will say this, the NFL is greedy, and they want their money, and the players want their money too. So if I'm an NFL player and I'm at the negotiation table, I sit and I say, you're going to have to give us something more than money in order to get that extra game. So what are your thoughts? Do you feel like the NFL is too greedy? What do you feel about this? Do you feel like they should expand the rosters? Do you feel like, they should add a lot more players? So this can actually work and be suitable. And I would say add 10 to 12 extra players, because you're going to need it. 10 to 12 actual skilled position players that they're going to be able to fill in for some of these stars, because you're going to have to miss a couple of games with the injuries that are ahead. So definitely check out Sports Choice Plus for all the breakdowns and all the updates, and we'll see you on the very next episode.